couple questions, right? Because obviously Pokemon has blown up over the years, right?
Yeah.
Especially with like this Logan Paul hype, right, and all the sorts. So mainly, I want to ask, why Pokemon? Was it something like you did when you were a child, right? And you just manifested when you were an adult, or like I want to get your perspective.
It's something that I did when I was a child, bro.
Yeah.
Literally, video game. You know, I bought the red version. It's so crazy because, you know, coming from Chicago, like I told you, we were set financially. We come here to El Paso, and stuff went south for my parents financially. So, I mean, literally, we grew up. You know, we didn't have as much assets when we were, you know, when I was young, going to school or whatnot. I remember literally calling the Nintendo phone number. You know, the Power Up magazine?
Yeah.
I would always just call because I wanted to find out these cheats on these video games, dude. Super Nintendo, you name it. And I remember they were talking about a brand new video game where you can capture creatures.
Yeah.
And it was called Pokémon. And there was, you know, they would tell you they would let you pick between three. I was just such a gamer. But I was so poor that we couldn't afford that game.
Yeah.
So what I would do is I would just literally call, you know, the phone from Nintendo to hear about the Pokemon game because they would announce, oh, there's a Pokemon game that's going to be released, that you can catch it, you can buy a Game Boy, and there's 151, you can catch them, and you can keep track with the record of them with Pokédex. So up until it was my birthday, my mom did the most that she could.
Yeah.
She bought me a game and a Game Boy. Bro, instant, like that's it. I was hooked.
Yeah.
I was hooked. From there, again, you know, we still had our house because my dad had built a house here in Texas with what he brought, but we didn't have the money, you know, to go out and spend. So I had a cousin of mine that would introduce me. I knew the game. He introduced me into the cards, and you know, I started falling in love with it. You know what I mean? Eventually, you know the story for everybody. You go to high school. You meet girls, you know, keep it appropriate for the video.
Yeah, you want to party, have a good time.
And you want to party, you want to have a good time, you forget about this. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But to party, have a good time, you need a little bit more cash. You know?
Exactly.
No one looks at the Pokemon, you know?
Exactly.
But nowadays, this is a flex. You know, screw your cash. This is
flex. I'll be honest, this is worth a lot more. You need this to buy more of this, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But this is the flex. You know, a lot of people, when I post it on Facebook, they're like, what are you doing? You loser, you nerd. But they don't know. They don't know what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's exactly like me. Like personally, I kept it low key because, like I said, I started like this like vintage journey when I was 13. Obviously, I had a whole passion for Pokemon, right? Ever since I was 2. I remember my mom telling me stories, right? Because originally, like, I grew up in Poland for the first 4 years of my life, right? And she was like, yeah, you always go to TVs, you know, Squirtle, right? And, like, throw stuff at the TV, you know, right? But I feel like, and ever since I was 2 years old, right, Pokemon just stayed in my head. You know, my dad would always, like, buy me the cards, you know, like, whenever he could and stuff like that. But I remember one time, right, because I love these, like these blisters, right? I fall in love with these blisters mainly because I remember these being at Target, at Walmart, and I could always get one, right? But I remember one time I was getting a little greedy, right? So I was with my mom, right, and I was a bratty kid, right? I wanted 3, right? My mom's like, no, you can only get 1, right? I was like, I want 3. Like, oh man, dude, she took me to the bathroom. She whooped me. Oh yeah, she whooped me, dude. She whooped me so good. I didn't think I wanted any more than 1 blister after that.
No, that's awesome, bro. I mean, you're right. This was, for me, you know, $3.99 back then, $2.99, whatever they had it. Believe it or not, that was expensive for me. That's the kind of childhood I had, you know what I mean? So anytime my mom would be able to get me one of these packages, it was so precious to me. You know, the opening of the package meant so much to me at that moment.
Oh my God,
yeah. So I would like, I don't know, it's kind of like when you're eating, you know, your cheat day, you're eating a piece of cake. That was when I was, you know, I was enjoying that so much because I knew it was going to take so long for me to get the next package. And, you know, when I got that Charizard one time,
dude, screw you. I never got the Charizard, believe it or not, right? I've always wanted a Charizard. I never pulled one as a kid, right? I probably got like the crappiest holo ever. I probably got like a Poliwhirl or something. You know how that goes, right? But I don't know. But then when I was like 13, right, around 13, when I started getting into vintage, I looked at old Pokemon cards, how much they cost. I was like, hey, these went up a bit, right? But believe it or not, like when I was like 13, right, and these ones you're getting right now are from my childhood. When I got when I was like 13 years old, right? And when I was 13, right, they didn't appreciate in value as much, right? But at the time, these were going for like 40 a pop. Right? And I was just like, oh, I love the shadows and stuff, but I could never get the first editions, you know what I mean? Right? But I look back at it now and I was like, man, you know, those first editions look kind of cheap, you know, on these eBay listings. But to put it in perspective, you know how the first edition PSA 10 Charizard, right? It's like a $350,000 card now with confirmed sales. I remember when those were going for $5,000. 5,000. First edition base boxes for 10,000.
Yep.
I wanted them so bad, right? But I was like, how the hell is a 13-year-old, 14-year-old supposed to piece this kind of money together? So I was like, what's the next best thing? A green wing box, right? So that's when I was like, Mom, I want this, right? She's like, what? Like, that's a lot of money, Marcin, right? And I was like, I want it now, right? I gave her the money, she put it in the bank, and she bought it for me, right?
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, and I kept it in my collection for so long, but as you said, you know, you get to high school, you want to party, you meet girls, right? Travel, and then it's long gone. But then once, you know, you start getting more settled in life, you start looking at different avenues, especially with like some pandemic going down, you're like, man, I really miss this stuff. So, so the fact that we could do this deal today, right, it means a lot to me. It sincerely does. And let me tell a little bit of backstory of why, in particular, I'm so sought after the Green Wing. Like I said, I sold this when I was 17 years old, right? And I had no intentions of getting it back until recently. I really started missing it. When I, you know, visited DFW Pokémon, showed me all of his collections, and I held that Green Wing box in my hands, bro. And I was like, I miss this thing. I'm gonna get another one, and I'm gonna do everything in my path to get it back, right? I was talking from seller, but then I finally met one that was willing to negotiate with me. That's my boy Roger, Hitter Bulldogs, right here.
Oh man, I appreciate you. I know how much it meant to you. You know, I really know how much it meant to you. You know, it's something like this is it can be everything for somebody. You know what I mean? A lot more precious than, you know, a home. You know, honestly, and I know what this means to you, and I know for a fact how much. Not that you were bugging me, but you were persistent. Let's just keep it that way. You were persistent. Hey, dude, I want this. We stopped negotiations maybe like 3 or 4 times, right?
Yeah, we stopped negotiations. And I came back, I was like, hey, so how about this?
Well, and we stopped it because, you know, we had different perspectives. Well, this is where I see it, this is where you see it. And honestly, you know, I don't have that much sentimental value with the green wings. I connect more with the blue wings, you know what I mean? Like I said, we come from different financial backgrounds, you know. Honestly, you know, it was way down low for me, you know what I mean? So the blue wings for me was almost as much as this for you, you know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yeah, so for me, I know that blue wings, I hold it in so much more higher value, even though this is worth more. So it was like, I know sooner or later I'm gonna sell this, and it's gonna probably go to some you know, some douchebag.
For lack of better terms.
Yeah, for lack of better terms.
Yes, some hype beast that's just gonna be like, hey, okay, I bought this, and he's gonna look to sell it right away. I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I mean, I know I can do something with this. You know, obviously I have, you know, a bit of a market for people trying to buy stuff. Why not just go ahead and let it go? You know, for somebody that holds so much more sentimental value. So, I mean, congratulations, bro. I really appreciate it. And the persistency is king in life, obviously.
Yeah, I remember because when I first started building up, I remember I messaged you on the original Green Wing box you had on eBay, right? And you gave me your number at the time. And that's why I called you, because I still had your number, right?
I was like, how does this guy have my number? I remember, and I connected the dots.
Yeah, because you're like, what? This guy's really persistent.
Yeah, dude.
Where did you get my number from? Yeah, but all right, thank you, Roger.
Oh, thank you. Congratulations.
Take
care of it.
Yes,
I'll take care of this. You know?
I hope so.
I'll make sure it multiplies. Don't worry.
Yeah, definitely.
You make sure you take care of that baby, man.
Oh yeah, 100%.